Hello again, friends. It's been a little while. Today, I've brought you something special. Two things, actually. A story that came from one of you, and a good friend of mine. His name is Henry, and I'd like to start with him. Henry, welcome.
Hello, John. Glad to be here.
Now, Henry runs a beautiful nostalgia channel. It takes you back to the 1950s, the 60s, the 70s, those golden years. It helps you see them again, really see them. But you know what? I'm not going to describe it for him. Henry, tell the folks yourself.
Well, thank you. I'm Henry. My friends and I started a new channel project. I tell the story of that sweet old America, the golden days, the way I remember them. And my friends, with a little help from today's technology, turn my memories into pictures, and together we take you on a gentle trip back in time. Our goal is simple: to bring back those good old days, to put you right back in that world and let you dream a little. Every episode we visit one place in one decade. We've already been to Texas in the 60s, Florida, and every episode will go somewhere new, a different town, a different year. If that sounds like your kind of trip, we'd love to have you. Thank you for having me on your channel.
Anytime, my friend. Anytime. Folks, I'm putting the link to Henry's channel right at the top of the description. If you're curious, go pay him a visit. You won't regret it. Now, let me tell you about today's story. We wrote this one inspired by a comment left by one of you right here on this channel. A memory about a father, a young boy, and the Duke. We read every single comment you leave, so if you ever had a moment with John Wayne, you or your father or someone you love, share it in the comments below. It might just become one of these stories. Now, without further ado, here is the story. Summer, 1970, Round Valley, Arizona. Up in the White Mountains, where Arizona stops looking like a postcard desert and turns into pine country, two small towns sit side by side, Springerville and Eagar. Cattle country, cool mornings even in June. And on the edge of town, a small welding shop with a dirt lot, where a man is listening to the best phone call of his life. Everybody in Round Valley knows this man. If it's made of steel and it has to work, a corral gate, a stock trailer, a branding chute, you take it to him. He isn't cheap, he isn't fast, he's good. That's the reputation. 20 years of it, built one weld at a time. The voice on the phone is calling from the 26-bar ranch, the biggest cattle operation in the county. They need a cattle scale installed, and a sorting chute, built right, built to last. 3 weeks of work, maybe more. The man says yes before the voice finishes talking. And here's the thing everybody in Round Valley knows. The 26-bar isn't just any ranch. The White Barn, the registered Herefords, some of the finest in the country. And the name on the deed. The ranch belongs to John Wayne. Real quick, drop your state in the comments. I love seeing where all of you are watching from. Now, owning a ranch and standing on it are two different things. Wayne is a busy man in 1970. 2 months earlier, in April, he stood on a stage in Hollywood and won the Academy Award for True Grit, the biggest night of his career. He has pictures lined up back to back. The ranch is run day to day by his partner, a real cattleman named Lewis Johnson, the man who makes the whole operation hum. So when the welder loads his truck that first Monday, he isn't expecting to meet a movie star. He's expecting 3 weeks of honest work. Steel, concrete, and cattle. He brings his boy with him, Daniel, 8 years old. School's out for the summer, and a boy that age is better off carrying wrenches than sitting home. Fetch and carry, that's Daniel's job. Hand your father the right tool. Fetch the water jug. Stay clear of the cattle. He takes it seriously, the way only an 8-year-old can. First one to the truck every morning, proud of the dirt on his hands. And the ranch is heaven for a boy. Hereford cattle moving like a red and white river. Real cowboys who tip their hats. The smell of pine and dust and cattle. Daniel works beside his father all day, and at night he can barely sleep for wanting to go back. There's only one shadow on the whole place, the foreman. Not a cruel man, a careful one. He runs the yard the way a sergeant runs a barracks, everything by the rule, everything in its place. He checks the welder's work every evening, nods, says little. And he has one rule he repeats to every soul who sets foot on that ranch. No cameras, no pictures. Not on the ranch. No exceptions. Nobody asks why. On the 26 bar, the foreman's word is the law. About a week into the job, Daniel does something he's been planning for days. He brings the family camera. He carries it out to the truck that morning like it's made of glass. The plan is simple, the way an 8-year-old's plans are simple. His father is doing work for John Wayne's ranch. Maybe, just maybe, there'll be something worth remembering. A picture of his dad by the big white barn. A picture of the Herefords. Something. Proof that this summer happened. They're not on the ranch 10 minutes before the foreman sees it. He doesn't yell. He doesn't have to. He walks over, puts out one hand and says the rule. No cameras on the ranch. He takes the camera, locks it in the office and goes back to work like nothing happened. At quitting time, he hands it back through the truck window. Not unkind, just final. Nothing personal, son. Rule's a rule. Daniel holds the camera in his lap the whole ride home and doesn't say a word. His father glances over at him. There's nothing to say. Some doors just stay shut. The camera stays home after that. The work rolls on. The scale goes in, a proper cattle scale, set in concrete, level and true. The sorting chute takes shape beside it, steel gates swinging smooth as a watch. The cowboys start using it before it's even finished, and word gets around the yard. The welder from Round Valley does it right. 3 weeks become the last week. The last week becomes the last day. And on the last day, a dusty pickup comes up the ranch road. Nobody announces anything. The truck just parks by the barn, and a man gets out, and every hand in that yard finds a reason to stand a little straighter. Daniel looks up from the fence rail, and there he is, John Wayne, in the flesh, work shirt, boots, that face, the one from every Saturday matinee, under a sweat-stained hat. He is enormous, 6'4", and to an 8-year-old boy, he might as well be 10 feet. Daniel will say it the same way for the rest of his life. He was a giant, a good 6 inches taller than my dad. Wayne didn't come to visit. He came to inspect. He walks the new chute from one end to the other, swings every gate himself, listens to the latches. Then he steps to the scale, looks it over, watches a steer run across it, checks the number, and nods, slow, the way cattlemen nod when a thing is done right. Then he turns to the welder, and in front of the foreman, in front of the cowboys, in front of everybody, John Wayne says what he thinks of the work. Fine job, fine work. You build like it's your own ranch. The welder, a man who has never once bragged in his life, stands there and takes it. His jaw works once. He manages a, "Thank you, sir." Around the yard, the cowboys grin. The foreman almost does. Nobody sees what it means to him, except one 8-year-old boy who sees everything. And then Wayne notices the boy. Maybe it's because Daniel is standing so straight. Maybe it's because he's got grease on his hands like a working man. Wayne walks over and Daniel's heart about stops. And then the biggest star in the world reaches down and tousles his hair like a grandfather at a Sunday dinner. "You been working too, huh?" A grin. "You know how to ride a horse, son?" "Yes, sir, I do." Wayne looks at him a second, the way he'd look at a man making a claim. Well then, he says a word to one of the hands, and a horse comes out, a gentle sorrel, saddled. And right there, on John Wayne's ranch, with John Wayne watching, Daniel gets a leg up and rides. Around the corral, back straight, hands easy. Just like his father taught him on borrowed horses since he was 5. Wayne watches the whole lap. Then he looks over at the welder, and he says 5 words that a father will carry for the rest of his days, and a son will carry even longer. "You're raising him right, friend." They lift Daniel down. He's glowing like a stove. And maybe that's why it slips out. Because his guard is down, because the day is perfect, because 8-year-olds tell the truth. Mr. Wayne, my dad and I wanted a picture with you, but... He looks down. We're not allowed to bring the camera. It's the rule. Silence in the yard. Wayne looks at the boy, then his eyes travel, slow, amused, over to the foreman. The foreman studies his own boots like there's something written on them. Wayne chuckles, low, warm. Rule's a good rule. A beat. I make the exceptions. He half turns and calls to one of the men who came with him. And wouldn't you know it, one of the Duke's own people has a camera. Of course he does. So they line it up. The welder on one side, still in his work clothes. Daniel in the middle, hair still a mess from Wayne's big hand. And John Wayne beside them, one hand resting on the boy's shoulder. Behind them, the white barn and a herd of Hereford cattle, red and white against the pine hills. Click. One frame. That's all. Then Wayne says something quiet to his man, and the man comes over with a pencil and a pad and asks the welder for his mailing address. The welder gives it, not quite sure why. Wayne shakes his hand, tousles the boy's hair one more time, gets in the pickup, and he's gone. 2 weeks go by. Daniel checks the mailbox every single day. He doesn't tell his father he's doing it. His father doesn't tell Daniel that he's been checking it too. And then, on an ordinary afternoon, it's there. A manila envelope. Stiff cardboard inside, and printed in the corner, a return address from Los Angeles, California. Bat Jack Productions. The Duke's own company. They open it at the kitchen table, careful as surgeons. Inside is the photograph. The barn, the Herefords, the three of them, a welder, his boy, and John Wayne. And across the bottom, in bold ink, in that big slanted hand, an autograph. Signed, John Wayne. Nobody in that kitchen says much. There isn't much a Round Valley family says at a moment like that. The photograph goes into a frame that same week, and onto the wall, where everyone who ever walks into that house will see it, and ask, and get told the story. The chute, the scale, the horse, the rule, and the day the Duke made an exception. That was 55 years ago. Daniel is in his 60s now. His father passed a few years back, a working man to the very end. And when Daniel talks about what his father left behind, he doesn't start with the shop, or the tools, or the truck. He says it plain. One of the greatest things my father ever left me was that photograph. It hangs on Daniel's bedroom wall today, same frame, a giant of a man, a proud craftsman, and an 8-year-old boy with grease on his hands, standing in front of a herd of Hereford cattle in the summer of 1970. And here's the part I love most, friends. We know this story because Daniel told it himself. Not in a book, not in a newspaper, right here, in a comment under one of these videos. 55 years, friends. A man keeps a photograph on his wall for 55 years because one afternoon, a big man in a sweat-stained hat decided a little boy mattered more than a rule. That's who the Duke was. The link to Henry's channel is at the top of the description, folks. Go say hello, tell him John sent you. And don't forget, if you've got a John Wayne story of your own, leave it in the comments. It might just be the next one we tell. If this story reached you, share it with someone who'd understand. And hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. There are more Duke stories coming. As you know, they don't make men like John Wayne anymore.